Blog Talk Radio.
To another episode of Endie Fiya right here with your girl, Nakia. I almost said we wasn't here Tuesday for something. We wasn't here? No, we weren't here on Tuesday. I almost said too late Tuesdays on a Thursday, and I'm like, my days are all off this week. I mean, like all off. On a personal note, my son does deploy on Saturday to Kuwait for the next 13 months, and so if you've seen me on social media being, my sarcastic and witty self, I'm trying to cover up some pain because I'm feeling this shit. That's my oldest, and I haven't seen him since August. Per his request, he did not want us to come to Texas and see him off. So I'm dealing with that shit. That hurts, but I understand how the process works when you deploy and how you have to, or some people have to desensitize. And so, I'm good with his decision. I respect his decision, but this shit hurts. You hear me? This shit hurts. All right. As you all know, we did have to cancel the show on Saturday the 26th. Our survivors show, our domestic violence survivor show, we had to cancel that due to your host having to be in the hospital tomorrow, Saturday. All right, so we hope to be able to revisit that concept at a later date because, as you all know, domestic violence awareness is not just a month. That is 24/7, 365, and Endie Fiya will continue to raise awareness to those issues. All right, but if you were here with us on Monday, we were back with New Music Monday, some crazy new music that we have in rotation. As we continue to, what we do on Mondays is a little different than most, shows may do when they debut new music or they have the music in rotation. I actually take the time to talk about the artists and the music and what was going on, because they send, this information. This is what I request. What was going on when they created that track, you know what I'm saying? If it's got any symbolism behind it. We actually talk about it a little bit, but as we continue to get more and more music in, we were earlier this year, then I'm going to step back and let the DJ do his thing, all right, with the music. So I'm super excited about that right there. But on Monday, we did get to debut 7-year-old Melody Star. All right, she goes by the name Startella. Her debut hip hop track is entitled On Go. You can get it on all social media. On all digital platforms. You can find her on social media at THEE Melody Star 1R. All right, phenomenal, crazy flow. She's a triple threat. She models. She's a musician, and she's an entertainer. She's been dancing and singing since the age of 3. She's been in Prince, as well as runway shows. And so we'll have Melody Star on the show, hopefully in December. We're waiting for the confirmation on our last spot for the year. So hopefully she'll be able to scoop that up. If not, of course, you got to pass it on to somebody else. We were able to get Robbie Rap, That Human on a Mission. Hope you enjoyed that. Coming up this coming Monday, we will play another track from his self-entitled debut album, Robbie Raps, that just dropped. If you missed that episode, that was last Thursday. Of course, we went across the pond to the UK, chop it up with Robbie Raps a little bit from the Mindstorm Music Group. Sick interview. Yo, sick. It's going to be hard this year for me because last year I actually had some, a collaborative effort when it came to, like who our best female hip-hop artist was, or who our, most exciting interview was, or, it was a collective effort last year. I don't have that luxury this year. So all of it is going to be on me to determine, the winners. I know you're probably thinking, what is she talking about? Yes, we're coming up on the month of December. So the fourth Saturday in December, that is the 28th, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here will be the second annual Endie Fiya Radio Music Awards show. Kind of sort of like it went down last year. I'm going to add a couple new categories because we've had, a lot of guests from the literary community this year, social activists this year, community activists this year. So we're going to have to add some categories, take away some categories, but I'm super excited about the show. We are in the planning stages right now. And so by the end of October, that's like next week, you'll start to see information about the award show. Again, second annual Endie Fiya Radio Music Awards show, December 28th, right here from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Quick congratulations need to go out to, again, City Girls Young Miami and Southside on the birth of their daughter last week, Summer Miami. I'm not sure if he has kids. I don't know too much about him, but it is her second child. So congratulations on new motherhood again for her. And also Amber Rose and A.E. Edwards, the birth of her second son, his first son, / Electric Alexander Edwards. And then I found something interesting today that I figured, but I wasn't really sure. He's named after the rocker, Slash, who plays the guitar, So / Electric, Alexander Edwards, and Summer Miami. Congratulations to the parents of those babies. It is with our deepest condolences that we have heard about the passing of gospel singer Micah Stampley. Let me back up. The passing of his daughter. I don't want to quote any incorrect information. The passing of his daughter, 15-year-old Mary Stampley. She passed away on Monday for complications of a seizure. So at the age of 15, so we are keeping his family in our thoughts and prayers here on Endie Fiya, as well as Toby Mac, Christian rapper Toby Mac. His oldest son, Truett Foster McKeenan, died Wednesday in Nashville, Tennessee, at the age of 21. At the time, there's no cause of death. So condolences to the family of Toby Mac as well. Very quickly, I have a little bit of hip-hop news. I didn't get the opportunity to read over this, so I don't know how legit any of this is. But, we talked probably last month about Conway releasing Jesus is King, right? And we're still waiting on that date, right? Now, supposedly it's supposed to drop tomorrow, so I'm going to say we're still waiting on the date because until I see it, then there's no proof of it. But he has put a release date on Jesus is Born. It will drop on December the 25th. I don't know. I don't know Kanye's logic. I don't know why he does what he does. But Jesus is Born. Of course, we know that is the birth of Christ. But Jesus is Born will drop on December 25th. And Jesus is King is supposed to drop on tomorrow, finally, after like 4 different release dates. So if so, I can't wait to talk about it on Monday because I'll listen to it, and let you guys know how I feel about it. Congratulations are in order for your girl, Nicki Minaj, and her new husband, Kenneth Petty. Right, so over the weekend, apparently they got married on Monday. She did, let her fans and followers know that she was, the new Mrs. Petty. They didn't have, a huge extravagant wedding. I do believe she's working on a project right now, or a project or two. And so at a later date, they want to have a second and possibly a third ceremony, maybe a church ceremony and a very extravagant reception. They did file for that marriage license, during the summer. You have 90 days to get married once you file for the marriage license. And so the time expired and they had to file again. And I remember she posted something like, 80 days left. And so it happened within that time frame. So congratulations go out to Mr. and Mrs. What's his name again? Kenneth? Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Kenneth Petty. All right? I don't know if you guys remember last year, we talked a little about Nelly and all of his problems, legal problems that he was going through with sexual assault cases, right? So apparently there's been a settlement reached, and that's all I know. He was accused in 2017 of sexual assault by another woman, Monique Green, and she apparently she refused to cooperate with the police. So that case was kind of, pushed up under the rug, and then another case came forward. But they were both dismissed in September 2018. Apparently he's reached a settlement with the second young lady. Best of luck to him, because I feel like he goes through so much, or he's gone through so much, whether it's true or not, it just seems like he's gone through a lot. So best of luck to him. I'm tired now, guys. I'm tired. I don't know about y'all. I'm tired. Like, my energy level is like, whew. But let me tell you, what makes me excited or get excited? When I have guests who are excited to be here, and that's all my guests, so that always, just boosts my energy right there. This young man that I have this evening is a battle rap lyricist. And, I want to tell a funny story before I bring him on. I actually reached out to somebody because something in his bio struck a chord with, several things in his bio struck a chord with me, but this one thing, I thought it was really funny, but I also wanted to challenge him, all right? So we may have a special guest on, this evening that gives Brendon the challenge that he's seeking. Hopefully she gets my message in time, and she'll be able to give him what he's seeking. Brendon James is a young, up-and-coming lyricist from Virginia Beach, Virginia. He is well known for his witty wordplay, sharp lyricism, hard-hitting punchlines, and competitive nature. Brendon has been majorly influenced by rappers such as Immaculate, OnlyOne, Skyzoo, Conway the Machine, Stylesp, Joe Budden, and many, many more. Brendon has a reputation for dissing and wanting to battle other local MCs in search of competition and lyrical warfare. However, due to his skill, not many rappers have been willing to challenge him, yet he's often bashed or called trash by the masses despite his consistency and hard work. That sounds like a little hate going on to me. In 2018, Brendon put out 7 projects in a matter of 2 months. Talk about hard work and consistency. This year, he has released 9 projects and is currently working on his 10th, entitled Middle School Memories. Brendon first started writing in the fall of 2012 in 7th grade in attempts to impress a girl, which turned into a hobby he constantly worked at and ended up performing at his middle school dance. Brendon also has his own series called Heart Eyes and Raw Vibes, Volumes 1 through 4, which is a project full of mostly raw emotions, romantic songs, and real talk. In 2018, he was diagnosed with bipolar 1 disorder, which plays a factor in his creative ability and his music, which he deeply speaks on his song Excelsior, talking about his 2 trips to the mental hospital. Brendon doesn't just only listen to rap music. Some of his favorite bands growing up were Linkin Park, Rise Against, Red Jumpsuit, Apparatus, Sum 41, Chevelle, Paramore, Saves the Day, and many, many more. His favorite artists range from Drake, to Tory Lanez, to Elliot Yamin, to Maroon 5, to G-Eazy, to Mac Miller, just to name a few. In his spare time, he's often found playing video games, working out, or spending time with family if he's not writing or recording. Endie Fiya listening audience, I present to you this evening my guest, the battle rap lyricist, Brendon James.
Great to be here.
So glad to have you here. You know, and as I mentioned, because I didn't want to really put you on the spot, but hopefully this battle rap lyricist out of Philly will be able to jump in on this call and kind of, put you up for the challenge. I feel like you're ready. I think
I do have some bars I want to spit tonight. I did write something for this.
Oh, I know. I see, this is what I do. I stalk my guests, If I don't know too much about them, I need to learn about them prior to the show, what's going on in their world. I stalk all their social media. And so I know you got something waiting. I already know. So even if she doesn't get a chance to jump on, you will get the opportunity to flow for my listening audience.
Okay.
Thank you again for being here this evening. Like I said earlier, you could have been anywhere, but you're here with me this evening, giving studio of your time and of your craft. So thank you.
No problem.
Now, I know that your bio states that you started writing in the 12th grade. At the age of 12. At the age of 12 in the 7th grade?
Yes.
So, do you come from a musical background? Or was this just something that you started to do, like you wrote as a hobby?
I kind of have a musical background. Like, I grew up off a lot of, hip-hop, and I grew up off all genres, honestly. But, I grew up off, the early 2000s age of hip-hop. I would hear music in, the weirdest places, in the car or, at the mall or something. And the songs would just stick with me. And I have, a really good memory. So I'd always, go back to those songs, the old, 2000 days, the baggy Jersey days, those that kind of music. That's what I grew up off of. But I don't have anyone in my family that does music or anything like that. I just always been good at writing. In school, I was always good at writing, stories, drafts, stuff like that for, school. But I didn't start putting them to lyrics till, 7th grade.
And so at that time, I think the brain is really developing between, grades 5 and 7 and then going through a lot of different changes. And plus, your hormones are going through a lot of different changes. As I see you said you wrote, you started writing to impress a girl. How did that go for you?
I didn't get her. I did not get her, unfortunately, but she's been a major role in my life. Shout out to Angelina. I don't think she's listening tonight, but I told her about the interview. She's proud of me.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You need people in your corner that motivate you like that. So that's what's up. Big up to you. Said Angelina?
Yes.
Yes. Hopefully she's listening. If not, she'll get the playback show and she'll hear her shout outs. Yeah, because you definitely need people, in your corner. So even though you like to write, as a young child, and then growing up, and you may have used writing, more. It became more than just a hobby. It became a way to release emotionally, or mentally. When did you really notice that you had this gift?
I knew I could write around 6th grade because one time my 6th grade teacher read one of my stories for a class. She said my story was very moving, and so that stuck with me. But I didn't start thinking I was actually good at writing. So maybe 2013, early stages, stuff like that. But I started seeing I would always improve. I would write that one verse that stood out, and I started writing more and more, consistent lyrics. So around 2013, I started seeing a little bit of change.
Now, I know that, you're seasoned, but you're not as seasoned as some people. They've been doing this, I'm going to say, they started in their 20s and now they're 40s and they're still doing it, right?
Right.
So, again, developmental process, because, it's different as a child. And you just mentioned you saw, a change from 2012 to 2013. But when you listened to your music when you were say 13 or 14 compared to what you're doing now? How much growth? How do you detect the growth in what you're putting out now?
I actually only did 2 songs. It wasn't even like a solo song, but I was in this hip hop program for the Virginia Beach Rec Centers. Shout out to Miss Star and Zulu Nation. We were gonna make this song together. A bunch of kids that wanted to be part of the program called "Taking Hip Hop Back." We're basically talking on the current state of hip hop at that time. It was almost like a posse cut with a bunch of young talent. And I did it twice, 2013, 2014, and we had to perform it at the rec center. Vocally, I was not very good, honestly. I wasn't trash, but I wasn't that good. Like, I didn't really have my voice back then. I wasn't really delivering as loud as I should be and stuff. I was always, told, work on your voice, stuff like that. But now I'm a lot more, I'm loud, I can deliver, I can flow, I have good breath control. I'm very good at enunciating my words. I did a lot of practice over the years, so that's definitely an improvement.
So which do you prefer more now? Being in the studio and writing the music, or actually being on stage and performing the tracks?
Those are the only times I ever performed. I don't really do shows nowadays because I have so much material. I'm not really trying to get booked for shows at the moment. I'm kind of just releasing content just to release it, hoping to catch somebody's ear. And I actually don't record in the studio. I record off my phone, which I get a lot of hate for, which is hilarious to me, despite how good I am. But yeah, I record off my phone.
Wow, now so you've come in here and been the total opposite of every artist that I've had on the show. I think I've only had one who doesn't. They're not really. They know that they have to perform. I don't remember who it was, but they had one.
Okay, I heard he records on this phone. I thought that was really cool to me.
So you heard that interview?
Yeah, I heard that and Robbie Raps and Postman. I heard those 3.
Yeah. So thank you for supporting the show. And it seems like minus Robbie Raps, but it seems to me like you, El Postman, 100 Gram Prezi, all of y'all, for some reason, when I read your bios and I look at your age and I see what you've done thus far in such a short amount of time, I didn't, right now, I have you all grouped in one category. And so I was, didn't really know what to talk about with you because I felt like I didn't want to repeat what I had talked about with, those 2 artists because of the age, because of the age. But something that really stood out to me in your bio is the fact that you were diagnosed with bipolar 1 disorder. And you mentioned, listening to the Bobby Raps interview and, him talking about his demons that he's battled. And, there's been a lot of artists, there's been a lot of guests on the show who face so many quote-unquote demons on a daily basis. And you don't hear about it until something happens, to them.
Right.
Or because people, that's just something that I don't want to talk about. Like, I want to put up this front and make everybody think, that everything is okay. But when it comes to your lyrics and what you write, do you write from an emotional point of view? I know that you have the series that talks about, or deals with raw emotions and romantic songs and everything. But when in your lyrics, do they come from a mental or an emotional point of view?
Most of the time, yeah. I like writing when I actually feel something. Like if I would go through a breakup, I like having to write about it. It's easier for me. But even in the songs where I'm kind of just like including my diss tracks, even when I'm actually coming out of rapper's head, I write from a place where it's I have a lot on my mind. I always have to get my thought out, and so it's usually from a mental space. Even if it's anger, aggression, I always want to get out on paper. I always want to get out immediately. I do what Joe Budden does. I learned a lot from Joe Budden as far as expressing emotion. I let the pen bleed. I'll leave it at that.
Wow. How do you go from my state of mind is on 5,000 every day. That's how much shit is going on in my head at one time. 5,000 things at one time. how do you go from being able to compose like a romantic song to dissing somebody? Like how your brain turn off and go from one to the next?
Depending on the situation, sometimes I go off adrenaline. Depending on if I get attacked first, if I'm going to respond. If I get attacked first, something like that, usually adrenaline. But when I want to diss somebody, I kind of think of I try to think of the most hard hitting stuff possible. I just try to say the most ridiculous, the craziest, dopest things possible. Punching their head off and whatnot, and just going in on them. But if I'm going to make a romantic song, I try to dig deep and really think about describing the situation or being more vividly painting with my words.
That's talent right there, because I don't know. I don't think I could do that. I couldn't process that, to be able to do that.
It's like practice.
Why do you feel you have to practice? And like my attention span is very short, so I would start to practice and then be like, you know what, this ain't for me. Let me move on to the next thing. But why do you feel that so many people talk trash about you or bash you?
Well, one, they see I record off my phone. That's the first thing. I record off my phone. Two, I feel like I intimidate people because, like, I say this. I read my own stuff and like I tell myself I can really write. Like I know where my pen game is. Like I've been doing this for years. But honestly, I feel like people just can't stand being attacked, or they're not built for lyrical warfare. I don't even want beef with the people who have time I diss them. I don't want beef at all. I just want competition. And I feel like I've pushed the envelope as far as lyricism goes in my state. I don't think anybody in my state is really writing like me. There's like maybe like a few, I would say maybe like one or two people that can really spit. Like I would say Breezo and Trills Alive. They can rap, but like I don't think they're as consistent as me. They're good. I've dissed one of them already. I've already proved I rap better than him, but I don't think some of them are really writing to the caliber that I do. That's my thing.
Well, I've never really been a fan of battle rap. How do you describe a battle rap scenario? Like what happens? Like I've seen, two people, they go in and now, there's actually like a ring they may go in. But back in the day there was no ring. It was just, you against me, and that and everybody stands around and they ooh and ah, cheer us on and whatever. But now I see them in the ring, like in actual, the boxing match. I see them in the ring. But for somebody who may not know what battle rap is and how all of this goes down, share that with the audience.
Well, back in my day when I was young, I used to battle kids at lunch and during the gym, like freestyle form. I didn't really write anything. I might have like.
Hold up, back up, because you done said this like 4 or 5 times. Back in your day, how old are you?
I'm 19.
All right, go ahead.
I'm an old soul, though. I'm a very old soul.
I got you. Go ahead. So back in your day.
Okay. I would battle kids at lunch or during, like, gym, just for, like, entertainment purposes. Like, kids thought they were cool so they could rap during school. Like, that's what I was used to. But I was actually doing it seriously. But so there'd be those kids that thought they can rap, or they would, their friends would dare them to do it because they know I was good, and so I would just rip kids for fun, and it was fun. I did it in high school as well, but it was a little bit more serious. I would actually write in high school.
So since you graduated, have you had any battles at all, either in state or out of state?
I've never actually battled professionally. I wanted to back in like freshman year for a league called 7 City Sharks, but I had instances where like my opponent didn't show up, or they just didn't like. There was always some sketchy stuff going on behind the scenes I didn't know about. But the most scenarios, my opponent just didn't show up. That was about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You think maybe because they heard your music, they heard your flow.
I don't think so. I didn't have any music back then. I was battling because I was kind of hoping to battle first before I got known for music. I want to get paid off battling, get on URL and stuff like that. I still do, but that'll be later on in the future.
Gotcha. So talking about your music, I want to jump right into. Let me think. Let's go to Part of the Plan.
Okay.
Talk about that track a little bit.
That song, I actually have a story behind that song. But so, the beat is from Swiss Beats, One Man Band Man album, one of my first albums I ever bought. And the song is called Part of the Plan. And so I was on the way to Pennsylvania for I was going out of town with my grandma. There's this girl named Caroline Fox. She's from Baltimore, but she lives in Virginia. She has this song called Broken Glass, and so I heard it, and it had that sample from the song. It struck me. I love that sample. And so I wanted to find that beat. I don't think I can get that beat from hers. I probably have to pay something, so I wanted to see if I can find the instrumental on YouTube. And so I looked it up. I found it, and I just started writing to it immediately. I was in the hotel at the time, and I was kind of just venting at the time. As I was out of town, I thought I'd be able to, my brain would be a little bit different. And so I was kind of just venting on the song, talking about some of my frustrations and just venting, I guess. Let some pain out. I was a little bit stressed at the time. I'm always stressed because I feel like I'm not big as I should be. And I always have a chip on my shoulder. But this song is off my latest album, Middle School Memories. I dropped that last Monday. 2 projects in 1 week. Middle School Memories and Acclimates too. Yes, I am putting in this work this year.
So that's 11 projects.
Yes, this year. It'd be 18 if you count my 2018 work. But yeah, because I put my first project out last year, November 10th. So it's still been a year. So 11 this year, 18 total. If that makes sense.
Wow. So let's jump right into this right here. This is part of the plan.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your girl Nakia and battle rap lyricist Brendon James holding it down for VA. This right here is part of the plan.
Tired of feeling pain, I can't eat for days. That's all I need to say, lines I need to read. Fall to my feet, I can barely breathe. I was made to be a king, until the night I run the beach. I remember being young and teen, still impatient. I don't want to wait, ready for my time to come. Love music since I was 4. Favorite album was your Budden. Now I'm so humble. Shout out to my bro Jumper, told to show no love to. I won't cuff him, been his hotel for hours. Finally wrote something. Rise block and caused a giant pause. Punchlines hit hard, like lion paws. Hope to find a spot on life in the garden. Middle school memories, what time to be alive then. Where it all started. Always pay homage to the greatest I got my style from. Money piling up, can't count it all. Look how far I've come. Co-signed by the Kane Omega. They are my teachers. 2 hours don't make it even. That's why every day there's a reason. Trying to chase the feeling I had in 2018 here in Swiss Beats. Now it's spit heat. Break the fever, it's sickening. Some plays to your speakers. Damn, I'm good. I reign supreme. For the kingdom for a beaver. I've escaped the evil. Banks and divas. Her name was Keisha. Italian, singing spaghetti and meatballs and cheese sticks. Future I gotta be that. Wrote beautiful lyrics. Universe is hearing. I was views in my youth. Was teased since I started teething. Mom was mean then. Probably did mean when she said sorry after. I hit her, she started bleeding. I gotta eat that. It's hard to bleed it from my conscience. We got the people talking. We need to mind their business. Give me advice. I don't wanna listen. It's my life, not their job to live it. Truth is hard to finish. You was long, but I love to spend it. While one is better. Someone love forever. Feels like I'm breathless. Need oxygen for another second. You said serious depression. Now I see things clear as ever.
That right there was part of the plan. Brendon James. So, I expected you do everything from your phone?
Yes, I do.
I expected that to sound like some old Sesame Street, mixed with some I didn't expect. I expected garbage. Honestly. Just keeping it real. I expected garbage. You know, I need your phone. I need to see what you're doing on your phone. That right there was part of the plan. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your girl Nakia. And our special guest this evening, battle rap lyricist Brendon James. That was off of his latest project, just released on Monday, right? Middle School Memories. Last Monday, Middle School Memories. This year, 2019, all right, so what are we in, October? So in October, he's already released 11 projects.
No, two this month. 2 in October.
I thought I said for the year. All right, so 2 this month.
Oh, yeah, 11 projects for the year, yeah.
2019 year, he's released 11 projects. Crazy. Talk about consistency and hard work. This young man definitely is on it. I want to back up again and talk about your mental disorder, or I'm sorry, your mental illness. Because I work with, so many different organizations, and this is something that I feel, especially in this day and age, everything that is going on in the world, people shouldn't be holding on to feelings and harboring feelings and, keeping that stuff pent up inside, because it will eat away, it'll eat away at you. But when did you first, or when did anyone first realize that, something's going on with Brendon? We need to have him checked out.
That's a great story. I have a huge story behind that. I've always had bipolar tendencies as a child. Like, I would throw fits and stuff, and especially I was also abused growing up by my mom. And so it got to a point where I started my thoughts were just. I guess I was in a blacked out state, I guess you could say. I was manic. I said I was manic. They said I had mania and stuff like that. But I had intentions of actually killing my mom because of all the abuse I've been through. I feel like I had a right to kill her after everything I've been through, so it was kind of like a revenge thing. But I wasn't planning to stab her or shoot her or anything like that. I wanted to beat her with my bare fist, and so there was an incident at my home where I ended up hitting her, hit her twice. She didn't really shower for a few days, so she smelled awful. But I can describe the smell as it smelled like death. And so I had all these delusions in my head. I thought she was the devil and stuff like that. And this one day, she was harassing and bullying me. I was telling her to take a shower, and so I retaliated and I hit her. And so I was telling her I was gonna hit her again if she didn't take a shower. So I said cheek, face, or jaw, which one? And she ignored me. I hit her once. I think it was maybe a total of 3 times. Yeah, I think 3 times. And so eventually, my grandma took me to the hospital to get me checked out. And then they transferred me to a hospital in Richmond instead of a local hospital. They took me all the way to Richmond, Virginia. And I was there for at least 2 months, something like that. And then fast forward to September 2018, I went to another hospital for a similar incident. I blacked out, had a mental breakdown, and assaulted a dude from church. I was only in the hospital for 4 days. It wasn't that bad. But I met some great people at the hospital. I enjoyed the experience. I met some great people and everything. Food was good. And, yeah, I was just diagnosed with it last year. I've always had bipolar, I think. It probably came from the abuse I went through. But, yeah, I'm fine now. They had me on this injection stuff. I agreed to do it after the last hospital. But, yeah, that's that.
So, because you hit your mother and this other individual, were charges pressed against you?
No, there was no charges. I think that when I hit my mom, I think I was still a minor at the time, so that's why it took me to the hospital. I went to a youth facility. I was 17 at the time, and then they didn't let me out till I was 18, and they took me to another hospital across the street. I was there for a week, which sucks. I spent in the hospital my birthday, January 28th. Yeah, I spent a week in the hospital, including my birthday, and they had me on these pills and whatnot. And yeah, no charges though.
So what's your state of mind right now? Even though you're taking the injections, what's and you said that you're fine now, but what could tomorrow be like for you?
Probably pretty fine. I don't really go out the house much. I don't really leave the house. I'm usually inside most of the time. I don't really have any friends. I'm kind of antisocial, but not. Yeah, I don't really socialize that much, so I keep myself pretty level.
So all of that, being antisocial, being in the house, dealing with this disorder, dealing with the thoughts, that are in your head, or maybe in your head, or may come back into your head, you are able to pour all of this into your music, yes?
Yes, or workout.
Do you look at music? Oh, and working out, yeah. Do you look at music as a form of therapy for you?
Definitely.
If there was someone who was listening right now and they hear your story, and people joke all the time, like, I think I have bipolar tendencies, because one day I'm high, one day I'm low, one day my mental state may be here, and the next day, it's there. People joke about that, but it's serious. If there's somebody who's listening right now and they say, damn, I'm like in the same shape he is. I stay in the house all the time. I don't go out. I use my writing skills as a release, and I want to start putting out music, but I don't know what to do. Like, what piece of advice could you offer that individual?
If they want to release music?
From your state of being, all right? So I'm not saying it's the state of Virginia, but from your mental state. If there's somebody else who is set up the same way that you are, put yourself in that person's shoes. What did you have to do to say, this is what I'm going to do? I want to get in this music, and this is what I need to do. What steps did you take to get you where you are now?
Honestly, the whole want to do music thing is because, like, I noticed, being young and rapping is one thing, but, like, I always strive for the fact is, we all listen to music and whatnot. We all have our idols, people we look up to, mentors. I want them to one day say me and think that I'm dope, like, respect me. I want respect from the people I grew up listening to, watching, even actors, celebrities. I want you to be able to interact with them. And so, like, having a talent, something you can, market that, you be able to do that kind of stuff. That's kind of, the American dream in a way.
And so, what would you tell this person?
If you have a talent, keep working at it. Like, don't no matter how good you work, keep practicing it. And everyone's time is different. It may take a while, but you may eventually get to where you want to be.
Because you do suffer with this disorder, have you taken on any type of second persona or an alter ego?
Not really. I don't really have an alter ego. I don't think I have an alter ego or anything like that.
You're just tuning in. You're live right here on Endie Fiya with your girl, Nakia. I'm about to give you a little bit of plain and simple. This is Brendon James.
A lot has changed over the years. We celebrate, we holding the tears. We over here, even pouring the beers. Couldn't glow my whole career. I can rap, open your ears. I deserve a fortune for real. My boys know the deal. Take control of the wheel. This beat drives me insane. Let's rewind to the days when I was in 5th grade. First time I heard the Faces mixtape. The death was sickening. Rest in peace to Mac Miller. It wasn't in vain. Same for XX and Tacion. That's why I write the song. We ought to feel my pain. Things need to change. It's a dream I don't need to chase. Either blow up or be the king. I was meant to be the greatest rapper from the 7-5. I saw niggas classes in sessions. Try to have a track with a message. Something to think about. Niggas get violent, pulling their pistols out. I chose a different route. I keep it simple now. Maybe I'm too complex. I need to move silent. Take too much fire. Can't wait to do my first concert. Perform in front of crowds. I wrote 100 rounds. So many rappers can get it. It can happen in the instant. Half them are pretending. Rap these competitions. I'm definitely on a mission. You have to fire missiles. I might just hit you. Feeling like a spider bit you if I decide to dish you. I'm with a broad with giant missiles that I can speak to. Massage your feet too. I'm wise as an eagle. Mind of a genius. Listen to what's coming out of your speakers. I'm a knowledge seeker. It's not a secret. I want Virginia Beach. Pussies rappers are suffering from defeat. If a fucker wants some beef, I'll cover him with a sheet. Just cover him from the game with something to gain. Niggas searching for clout like it's something to drink. Probably lean. Sorry my lyrics aren't your cup of tea. Shouts to TCC. I'm getting my degree while I'm bringing the heat. These little MCs are midgets to me, especially like G. You can never outrhyme me. I get your sign, G. That doesn't mean you're nice. Don't even try to challenge me. You die trying to battle me. You can post a bunch of rapper memes. I still raps you be, but plain and simple. The track is a remix. I'm back on my street ship. I just want a nigga attack and give a beating to. Sorry I'm too lyrical, but shit has meaning to it. These niggas seem real stupid or overhyped. I wrote these rhymes in my room with the lights off. The dude with nice bars. Always been that in high school. I'm pushing level projects with my fans behind it.
Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Jerusalem from the Scarfella Music Group, and you on the air with the hottest station, Endie Fiya. With your host, Lil Timmy and Nakia. Right here, on the station bringing you all the hottest hip hop hits. Endie Fiya. Let's get it.
You can just tune in. You're live right here on Endie Fiya with your girl Nakia, and my guest this evening is Brendon James out of Virginia Beach, battle rap lyricist. If you could describe yourself in one word, or use an emotion to describe yourself, what would that be?
Confident.
Yeah, I agree. I think you said earlier, you mentioned about the chip on your shoulder. Is that you? Who said that? Yeah,
Yes.
Like you just you exude a lot of confidence. You speak eloquently for a 19-year-old.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's something that, and I want to say big up to your grandmother as well. What would we do without grandmothers? Hearing your story,
Exactly.
and you talk about, being abused by your mother. But I'm thankful that you had someone in your corner who looked out for you, who took care of you. So shout out, to your grandmother, because I swear, I don't know what I would do without mine. What do you feel has been the biggest barrier for you to overcome as an independent artist in this industry?
What?
What do you feel has been the biggest barrier for you to overcome as an independent artist?
Being this young, because like when you're young, obviously there's a lot of young rappers that made it, like Lil Yachty or rappers like that, Bad Baby, but like they're not good. Like I have a chip on my shoulder because I'm young. I try to rap to the caliber of my peers, like Stylesp, the Eminems, the Conways, the Jay-Z's. I try to rap to their caliber. So whenever time I write, I always put pressure on myself, trying to sound like them. Not sound like them, but like sound, or match their skill in a way.
All right, so you mentioned your age, and because you're young, and you mentioned, or your bio mentions, how you're constantly being bashed despite, your hard work and your consistency. But have you suffered, any other? And I'm just maybe just your local scene, but on social media, if you're trying to promote your music, have you suffered any skepticism or resistance from others within the industry? Say because of
like
your
labels
age,
and stuff?
Labels, other artists.
Well, I don't get any other hate. I don't get any hate besides local hate. But I've submitted to a lot of labels, and I've never really heard back. Exactly. None of them out rapping me though. But that's a different story.
So you have submitted to labels. How do you promote
Lots
yourself?
of labels, yes.
How do you promote yourself?
Every single time I release a project, or if I have like a diss, usually if I release a project, I'll post like a minute snippet of the song, post on my Instagram, post usually two snippets of the songs, and then I'll spit a bunch of hashtags. I don't really have any followers. I don't really care about followers, but I just post a bunch of hashtags, hoping someone will hear it, catch someone's ear. But that's usually about it. I don't really use Facebook much, except for personal reasons, but Instagram's kind of all I'm on. That's kind of like my news thing, whatever.
If you had the opportunity, and I know you're not really into performing right now, you're trying to get your content out, but if you had the opportunity to perform at any venue with any artist, where would it be and who would it be with?
I would love to perform at my local Norva, Norfolk, Virginia. I would love to perform there. And I open for any artist, honestly. But if I were to have like a personal favorite, I would love to open up for like, let's say, let me think of someone, maybe like a G-Eazy or something like that.
I like G-Eazy.
Me too.
I like him. And then you said you would want to perform in, what's the location?
The Norva.
Okay. All right. So, G-Eazy and Brendon James, I might have to check that concert out. I think I could check that concert out. Now, is Brendon James, is that your name, or is that just your artist name?
Yes, it's my real name.
So you gonna switch that up anytime soon?
No, I want to keep it authentic. I don't really have any nicknames going up or anything like that. I didn't really have anything special. Besides B-Fazzo, but that was a name given to me in high school, B-Fazzo. But I didn't want to make it B-Fazzo.
Oh yeah, that's your Instagram, right? So while we're talking about B-Fazzo, go ahead and drop your social media information now, so that anyone who's listening live, and they may want you to write for them, they may want whatever the need is, they may want to put you on a tour. You said you submitted to several labels. There may be, somebody who's listening who could, put the word in or actually, sign you. You know what I'm saying? You never know what happens or what could happen.
That'd be great.
Go ahead and drop your contact information out now, so that anyone who's listening live or who may come back and listen can get in contact with you.
My Instagram is b.fazzo, b.fazzo757. My email is buddensan757, buddensan757 @gmail.com. For bookings, features, etc., all that good stuff. If you want to sign me, I'm consistent. Have a consistent artist on your label who delivers every time. Sign your boy. Because when 2020 comes, I'm not going to do too much rapping. I'm probably going to release one project with my twin, Brendon Tate, Emulate. Shouts to him. He can't be here tonight, but he's gonna get the playback when this is over. That's the homie. We're gonna do a dual project together in 2020, and that's probably gonna be the only thing I'm gonna drop that year. I'm just gonna focus on getting a job and supporting myself.
Oh, right there, we got goals. That's what I'm talking about. We got goals because a lot of artists look at what's going on in the mainstream and they don't realize, like, unless you got money to start with, you're gonna have to work to support your independent artist career. You gotta work a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to. You need to be, and this I don't knock it because I like what I hear, but you need to be able to experience, the studio life. You need to get on stage.
Yeah,
that's
why I need money for studio time and stuff. I don't have like reverb in my voice or anything like that.
Yeah, there you go. So have that short-term plan as well as the long-term plan, and I think you got the long-term. So have the short-term plan so that you can accomplish what it is that you're seeking to accomplish. And I feel like naysayers, they're always going to be there, always. But as you get older, it's not going to get any better. What you need to do is work on perfecting your craft, right? Keep your head straight so that you can stay focused on what is passionate to you. And I know that this spit and bars is passionate to you. And I know you're probably over there bouncing in your seat because you're ready to go ahead and drop what you got for this listening audience. So the floor is yours.
Oh yes, I've been holding this
Dude,
for a long time.
I ain't got no music.
This might be a minute. It's not that long, but we're gonna get this off fast as possible. First things first. None of you are touching me. Let me just get out the way. Whoever's listening, any local haters, this is for you. I said, yo, if it's beef, it's far from over. There's a lot of rappers I want to smoke with. All of them are local. Let me start with Coda. The boy's fake. Overweight. Same for his boyfriend, Coders. Wears glasses. That boy's a geek. Seems the whole scene is only known for smoking weed. I like getting high, but the standards seem low to me. Got a song with Turbo, but you can grow in at a slower speed. He's the only person people can't admire. If this man keeps type, I'm going to grab a knife and slash his tires. You niggas single, take a bath or shower. As for Cass Nash, your music's awful. Only we have in common is your birthday the same as my mama. You ain't the VA J. Cole, that's really just a hoax. Niggas came flow to make the same lame joke as I make songs on my phone. There's nothing wrong at all. They search for hate. They give me some reason to break skulls. Nowadays it's the Game of Thrones. I'm the king of the state for sure. Niggas ain't who they appear like a gang of scrolls. Fuck God season. I'm not saying names, but doing this mate Breezo, keep claiming they're the goats. Y'all ain't even close. Y'all won't last a day in my shoes. You can't be dope if you ain't putting work. Put your face in the dirt. I'm swinging first. Put your face on the shirt before I give them a verse. I started with a vision, didn't think it would work. Putting it into fruition. Some of the lyrics on my hit list. I prove I'm the sickest. Jordy, you never make it to movie business. Your music isn't what it used to be, is it? Views ain't getting you into the top 10 spot. I'll give any rapper a headshot. There won't be many left. Watch. They'll be dead and gone. What is 7 summers? I don't need help getting numbers. That's irrelevant substance. All rappers talk about the same subject matter. You're like, Matt, why'd you even become a rapper? Music brings me nothing but laughter. Some of your fans are still in middle school. I make a whole product that's dissing you. You dig it small like midget porn. Fuck you and all your videos. It's not subliminal. Sinbad, I used to think we were cool. I wanted a feature from you. You were an easy target. As for everybody in Legion, you'll get bodied. You shouldn't even comment when I came by Jordy. You were bait for war. That's a completely different story. Your lyrics bore me. It could have been gory too. Your boy crying abomination got emotional. It wasn't close at all. Here's your cough and I'll close it shut. Very sad and ego check. Please do that. Next song you make will probably be your last. If I hear my name in the diss, in a way I'll get pissed. It was if I was late, I was awake in my bed. Do that when you're bored. I do it for sport. I feel like water. I'm gonna go like the Capricorn. Battle we need Arthur's sword, a lot of fuel because I'm gonna drown you. At that battle I would have ate you. Not gonna pay you that $50. Quit your blogging. Public service announcements. Get to writing. Still mind with no projects. Word ethic isn't strong. Pen this trash. I'll buy you on every track if we ever clash. If we ever collab, I'll need to team up with you. I never asked. You like you watch anime. I would have killed you on the battle stage. Your last mistake was talking bad on my name when you barely have a name. Made one off killing rappers, yo, which means I'm a different animal. Komodo dragon. You don't got no scales to compete. The one everything he wrote is shredded. As for that faggot Elijah, he wanted to sign G. I got nits to scratch him off like poison ivy or the lottery. He's lucky he got his silver lining. I'll destroy your new Ferrari. I had goons try to fight me. Last time with this issue, I'm official. Niggas one issue. Kindly in your career you think you have. Nothing in your past goes to mind. You're overhyped. You don't last in open mics. Never hold a mic. This is a whole 7x7, more than 5 pages. Boy, am I crazy. As for Davion, your music is straight ass. Fuck YBN, whoever made that. I tell you some train tracks, your brain splattered. Losing your feelings like the Drake challenge. Nobody's A challenge. I'm state champion. I play some my whole mind. So you got the push T cosign doesn't mean you're nice. Niggas talk that street shit, but no time. Kalu nights, the gap between your teeth is so wide. Even though you're yellow, you get no shine. Word to rah-rah, I'm on Instagram, I'm killing worldwide. Some of the best of all time. These are hard times, and I'll show why. That's longer. I'll keep my grass water. I promise you not with the smoke. Even if your name is lost in the smoke, put a knife to your throat, I'll cut it slow. Beefing out for the wound, like Weasel without Lil Dune. But Mr. Juggler, I'll cut the abs that will do. If you go acting the fool, you can pass to the crew. Endie Fiya, should let me snap on your show. That's 100 bars, something like that.
Oh my God. Yo, I didn't know he was gonna diss y'all. Let me tell you something. Don't come looking for me. Don't come trying to get on the show because you want to diss him. I think you should pick
get in
it
the
up.
studio for that.
That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do, yo. Wow, that was Brendon James right there.
I'm gonna record that later on tonight.
Showing a little love, to those haters out there in VA. Y'all better watch out for him. He got mad skills now, y'all. But I'm telling you, stop sleeping on this young man. Stop sleeping on him. We are down to the end of the show. It's been fun, but we gotta run. Make sure that you come back here on Tuesday, the 29th. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Singer-songwriter Lavina Lai. Me and Lavina Lai go way, way back. I'm talking 5-6 years back. She has a new project out, so we're going to be discussing that. No show next Thursday because it is Halloween. Unless
my grandma's birthday. Shout out to her.
Oh, shout out to Grandma. Happy birthday to your grandmother from Endie Fiya. So make sure that you are tuning back in here, like I said, on the 29th, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right? As always, I have a quote for you. I feel like music can affect you in so many ways. When you hear a song with a happy melody, it can change your mood. It can change your day. That's Skyzoo. So until Tuesday, you all have a good night. Thank you.